Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video right now, PlayStation users are getting pretty upset. Now, as you guys probably know, we've been seeing a bigger influx of integrated ads when it comes like your Xbox console, your Switch, or even sometimes on things like say Steam, etc., which is overall I think most people are okay with. They don't hate it too much. But at the same time, there's the opposite spectrum, and I'm kind of more on this side myself, where I don't really want to see more ads, more marketing, more additional things like buy my EA game, go and get Game Pass, go and spend more money on PlayStation Plus Premium, because I already spent $500 or $700, I guess in my case technically $1,200 on PlayStation consoles. I already have given them probably hundreds if not thousands of dollars on my PlayStation Plus subscription, same with Game Pass 2, and I just don't want to see more ads. And apparently a lot of people are kind of thinking like me, because we're now seeing a bigger influx of people complaining about how PlayStation is managing their homepage. And we've kind of even touched on this a little bit ago as well in a separate video, where PlayStation's integrating these weird like ads, and they're not the biggest deal, but they're kind of starting to slowly seep on in, and we're seeing the same thing on Xbox, and just people aren't happy. So we're gonna go talk about this on the video, so let me know your thoughts and comments on everything down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on here for our PS5 Pro giveaway, gaming news, our second YouTube account for all the fun stuff, and of course the Twitters and Twitches down below, and of course we have all the affiliate links. You just want to pick up the PSVR, PlayStation Pros, or whatever down below, and let's go dive on into it, the video itself. So as I mentioned, there's been like a little bit of an influx of brand new ads and like these news tabs, and well, we kind of discussed this a little bit ago, where they actually had a weird change up, and they kind of were basically just adding like full-on articles and full-on sellout things. And at the time, it was a little bit of a weird integration. At least they went and said. They said that it was like not meant to be like this, it was a new update or whatever. But as of right this second, now we're seeing even more people complaining, noticing this, and discussing that they don't like that there's ads in their consoles. Where PS5 fans slam controversial changes that make consoles more like Xbox, and PS5 owners are not happy. And I'm with them on this. Like, I'm 100% with this. I do not want more ads in my video games. I don't want more ads in my homepages. I don't want more ads shoved down my throat. And especially if I'm a paying member for Game Pass or PlayStation Plus. This is more focused on PlayStation, but we also have made these same similar videos calling out Xbox for the same vibe, because I don't like it. Hopefully you guys in the comment section also don't. And we sit on this, we're like, well, what now? And the only thing we can kind of go and do is complain, because we want them to listen. And I do think it's a big enough issue that, well, it's not a good vibe. Some PlayStation fans have gathered on the PS5 Reddit page to complain about a controversial change that Sony recently made to the console that introduces a problem that Xbox fans have been complaining about with the Xbox Series X and S for years. And I've called out that same problem on Xbox. In case you guys are curious on what we mean by this, as we've seen stuff like this pop up in the Xbox stuff, where you have your Series like X1 or Series S or X, whatever, and they'll have these pop-ups. Like, say you turn on your console, and I understand why. Like, it's not the biggest deal per se, like, quote unquote. I just don't like it. Like, I understand why they do it. It is their console. It is their company. Like, I get it. Like, I completely get it. But, like, I don't like it. So if say you launch your Xbox, they had things like, hey, play EA Sports FC 25, drive for 10 hours, get your EA play with Game Pass, which is just kind of an EA spot like sellout, but also Game Pass spot like sellout, at the same time. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. But at the end of the day, it's like, you want to go boot up your game, and you probably have a specific game in mind most of the time. Like, if I'm playing this, usually my buddy's like, hey, you want to play Valorant? Like, if you guys don't know Cam, like me and Cam have been Killer Cam, have been just playing a bajillion bits like Valorant. Dude, we love this stuff. So like, we'll go pop on, and I'll play that game, and I know what I want to play. So I don't want to go and launch up, say, a random game. This is a random example. It's not, crazy. But like, I don't want to launch Valorant on, say, Xbox and have them be like, hey, man, make sure you guys go check out Indiana Jones. Like, I know it exists. I mean, maybe some normal people do. They want to sell it Game Pass. I get it. But it's also now coming over to PlayStation. And that's where people are not happy with. Because they're even saying, in comparison, the ads in the PS5 are not as problematic, which is good. Like, that's a good, I don't want to say it's good, like, for now, but you don't know what's going to happen in the future. And we don't want to open up that door and be like, well, it's chill, it's okay, like, we'll go and like, I'll watch an ad, it's fine. And then 3 years from now, it's getting even worse, because Xbox did kind of technically get a little bit worse and worse and worse. They always kind of like test the system to see what they can go get away with. They always go test what their users are okay with, and if people complain, we'll reel it back a little bit. And then 6 months later, we'll do it again. And like, then hopefully people just don't care. Like, they have the initial, people care the first time, but then no one really cares as much the second or third time. People aren't making like those petitions or whatever. So anyway, right now we've even seen even more people out there when it comes to PlayStation discussing this, being like, hey, this news tab has just turned awful, turned to some official news, and now it's just full of advertisements, and we don't want to see it. Because sometimes people will go to these specific tabs, such as like the news tab, and they'll want to see cool stuff. They'll want to see updates. They'll want to see what's going on. But apparently, from what I've seen, is they're including other things. Like, let's say you have a game, like say, I'll use Call of Duty as an example. That's not, PlayStation wise, but let me just use it as an example so you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. It had like a Call of Duty from like 4 years ago. And then they'll have a brand new update where it's instead of like new content for the game you're playing is out, which I'm kind of okay with this. It's not the biggest deal, unless it's very intrusive and pops up, which I don't like. I mean, it depends on how they do it. But they'll also maybe have other separate games where it's like, hey, buy our newest Call of Duty. Or here's this random game from the same game developers. And like, it's okay. Okay, but like you can kind of see where it slowly gets a little bit worse and worse. And like the hub gets a little bit bigger, and then the announcements get a little bit bigger, and then it kind of shows a little bit more, and then you have sometimes have unskippable things, and you know what I mean? Like it just isn't really a good vibe. Now something like this is a good example. It's like whatever, new content. If you own the game, fine. Okay. But if you don't own the game, who cares? Like if you don't own the game, I don't care if there's new content out, really. I mean, it might get some additional sales. It's sometimes good to know. At least you know the game's being updated. Just like I get both sides. Okay, I'm trying to be like a little bit of devil's advocate on both ends over here. But I just don't like the idea of all these crazy, more intrusive ads showing up here everywhere. Because they're saying too as well, like they're all saying like this is just people complaining about how the news tab is just full of advertisements. I used to view the news tab all the time to see updates on games I followed, but now it's just full of Fortnite, COD, Rocket League, and UFC posts. Reads the post in question. All games I've opted out of following. So it's even a bigger issue is that these people are trying to not even be around this. People don't want it. They're like, hey, do you care about, let's say, Fortnite? Nope, I'm 30. Don't care about it. Never gonna play it. I am good. I like maybe I like sports games. Maybe I exclusively even play sports games. Maybe I only go pop on to go and play, I don't know, like PlayStation exclusive games. So nope, I don't care. But then it still goes and shows. And this is where it starts getting annoying because it doesn't listen to the algorithms. It doesn't listen to what the user wants. Like you have to turn off the recommendation, but it still shows up. And then people just don't like this, dude. Like it's just not, it's like, it turns more into like a blaring advertisement into your face and it's just obnoxious. It is obnoxious. Now it's not as bad as Xbox's still, but you kind of have to start drawing the line. And I think this is where the line's kind of teetering over to like, if they make this like 10% more annoying, I'm gonna be annoyed. Like, I'm not like that annoyed now. Like I can handle my emotions. I'm a normal person. I'm sure most people are. Like you either see the thing, you press X, you move on, takes 2 seconds. But if it happens every day, like, and people are saying this as like a joke for Xbox, or most people are like, hey man, like this is what we're used to, dude. This is where it is all around. We see this all the time. Easy peasy. Like, we don't want to be used to this, dude. We don't want to be on top of this. Some people are like, hey man, or they're saying like in isolation, this would not be noteworthy. However, the popularity of the post suggests this is a common, potentially growing view of PlayStation fans. And I agree, because a lot of people in the comment section, even down below, are like being like, what is this? Like, who thought this was a good idea? The ad sales team at Sony. But why do we have to worry about ads? I mean, it happens at every company, yes. But like, why do we have to worry about ads? Like, we're not like, bro, I already spent $500 or $700 or both. And also maybe you bought a PSVR, maybe you bought an SSD, maybe you bought like headsets or Sony TVs or whatever. Maybe you're just in the ecosystem, bro, and you don't want to go and worry more about it. And they're saying like so much of the modern tech experience is about maximizing revenue in the short term rather than building a good user experience that will lead to brand loyalty and maybe increase spending over time. And that's like a big thing on Xbox. Like, I mean, I see these Game Pass ads all the time or whatever, but like it almost makes me feel like you're begging me to go and join it, which they probably are. But like, I mean, like, how else do you guys market it? Like, I get it. But like, it's just, what's the point of this, dude? Like, yeah, look at this. Like, who gives this guy news about stuff he's already into when we can make money right now selling his dashboard space for UFC? It's like, bro, like these companies are completely getting out of touch. It's not a big deal, by the way. I do want to keep on reiterating. It's not like the end of the world. It's not the craziest, biggest deal. It's like whatever. But that whatever still hurts, because if it gets worse and worse and worse, it's not cool. It's like when video games are trying to go test out, like if Fortnite can put Coca-Cola ads on billboards. It's like, yeah, you can. I don't want that, you know? Like, so put a little Coca-Cola can bottle in the game, whatever. That's still a little bit sketchy. I'm not the biggest fan. I think it's fun, because I've been running around ever since Fortnite came out with Goku, bro. I've just kept the Goku skin whenever I play. I don't play that often, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not against it. But like, this is also other people calling out Xbox. They're like, Xbox players looking at their 100th full screen Game Pass out of the day. As a primary Xbox user, we had to put this up with this since 2020. Some people are saying it's even been around since the 360s too as well. And at least this thing they were saying to us, like, it's only like at least for games, it's not the biggest deal and all that stuff. But like, I don't know, some people just don't like it, dude. Like, I don't know, like, I don't think I like it myself personally. A lot of people are also in that same exact boat too as well. And it just kind of sucks because it's like, I just don't want them to go too bad. If they keep this news section, they keep it chill, they make it where it's actual news, and it's like something I actually would want to scroll through and know about the games I'm buying or future games, sure, totally fine, sure. But once again, we don't want them to keep on encroaching and getting worse and worse and worse. And I think people are realizing that it might be getting to that point. Although maybe not as bad as Xbox, which Xbox really needs to tone down a little bit. But like, it's still a problem. So I want to talk about it and kind of, I guess, do the early initial new reviews on it. So give me your thoughts and comments and everything down below. Is this a big deal? Do you guys care? Is it whatever? Is it nonchalant? Would love to know. Subscribe if you guys are new for the PS5 Pro giveaway, the channel itself. We have the affiliate links down below, the Twitters and all that stuff. I just appreciate you all so much for watching here in the first place.